Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, survivors respond to the release of another report on child sexual abuse in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. David Lorenz is director of the Maryland chapter of the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, or SNAP. He says the latest report from the Maryland Attorney General's office reveals 8 more names of priests accused of abuse. 7 names still remain redacted, including 5 Catholic Church officials accused of protecting abusive priests.
Those people are still out there. We don't, we do kind of know who they are because of investigative journalism from some newspapers, so we know who they are. But they're, for the public to know who they are is very important because they were the ones who were criminally, in my opinion, criminally liable for passing these men around and not protecting children. And we need to know who they are so that we can protect our children from them. And we know that, that they're not to be trusted.
Now, Lorenz is a Bowie resident. Tomorrow, he'll talk about the recent threats of possible bankruptcy by Catholic dioceses accused of priest abuse. A Maryland congressman weighs in on a potential federal government shutdown. During a meeting with Montgomery County leaders, Democrat Jamie Raskin discussed what is being done to avoid a shutdown. If Congress does not pass a budget by October 1st, thousands of federal workers will be furloughed without pay. Raskin says there are more than 138,000 federal civilian workers in Maryland, and about 56,000 are in his district. He says every federal program will be impacted if the government closes down.
We've got the Senate Republicans and the Senate Democrats and the House Democrats and the President of the United States all agreeing to keep the government open, and our problem is within the House majority, the House Republicans, and one small faction of that, which is threatening to derail the whole thing in order to shut the government down.
If a government shutdown happens, it will be the first time since 2019. Lawmakers in Montgomery County passed the Safe Streets Act of 2023 last week. Today, the bill was signed into law by the county executive. Mark Elrich was joined by members of the county council, along with pedestrian and bike safety advocates this morning. The new law prioritizes pedestrians by extending walk times at crosswalks and prohibits right turn on red at busy intersections in downtown areas.
We need government at all levels to help make our streets safe for everyone. This is a team effort, given that we have county roads, state roads, and also federal dollars to help support us in our efforts to rethink our road use and road design.
So I want to just announce that this morning we're sending over to the council a $1.6 million supplemental appropriation, because this paper won't build anything unless we put the money into the budget to build the things. So we're going to make sure that we don't have to wait till the end of the next budget cycle and next July to start thinking about this. We're going to be able to start thinking about this now.
Now, last year, 19 pedestrians and bicyclists were killed on Montgomery County roads. A car crash kills a pedestrian in Greenbelt, and police aren't releasing the name of the victim until the family has been notified. Officers responded last night to the intersection of Kenilworth Avenue and Greenbelt Road for an adult male pedestrian who was struck about 7:45 p.m. The driver of the vehicle remained on the scene until police arrived. The investigation is still ongoing. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, fighting back against elder abuse. We're in Suitland for the story. Stay with us.
Get along on down the road. We got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Welcome back. Well, Maryland joined 16 states and the Federal Trade Commission in suing Amazon. The lawsuit stems from allegations that the company abuses its position in the marketplace to inflate prices on and off its platform, overcharge sellers, and stifle competition. Plaintiffs allege that Amazon is violating federal and state antitrust laws and are asking for a permanent injunction to end its monopoly. The federal suit was filed Tuesday in Amazon's home state of Washington. And a local nonprofit is working to prevent elder abuse and fraud. The Juanita C. Grant Foundation hosted another of its monthly elder abuse and fraud prevention training sessions. Today was held at the Suitland Community Center, and seniors have been a favorite target of scammers. These sessions are aimed at keeping the participants from becoming victims.
We have a panel of law enforcement experts from the Department of Justice, the Federal Trade Commission, of course the local police department, Maryland State's Department, and also from Family Justice Center here in Prince George's County. And we review the 7 different categories of elder abuse, which include physical abuse, sexual abuse, medication abuse, housing insecurity, which can also be nutritional abuse, and also financial fraud, which is an extremely traumatic event in an older person's life.
And the next session is set for October 17th at the Southern Area Aquatics and Recreation Complex in Brandywine. Well, dozens of Prince George's County seniors were vaccinated in Bowie today. The Bowie Senior Center held a vaccination clinic for residents 55 and over. Seasonal flu, tetanus, pneumonia, shingles, and even COVID shots were given out. Mark Shields is the wellness coordinator at the Bowie Senior Center.
We have a vaccine clinic with a partnership with Safeway. They're offering flu vaccines, COVID vaccines, RSV, pneumonia. So it's a one-stop shop for all of our seniors. Well, we're trying to protect the health of our seniors and also the health of the community as well, and just make it easier for our seniors to come into one place, get any of the vaccines that they need. Any senior 55 and older, doesn't matter if they live within the city of Bowie or not, they just have to be older than 55.
The Bowie Senior Center plans to offer another clinic at a later date. Well, several new Maryland laws go into effect next week, including the repeal of a measure that prohibits prosecuting a spouse for rape or other sexual crimes. That's just one of hundreds of new laws set to take effect in Maryland on October 1st. Other measures include allowing victims of hate crimes to sue the person or group who committed the offense against them, and banning people with concealed carry permits from bringing firearms to certain public places, including schools and polling places. Well, Maryland's Board of Education forms search and transition committees to replace the outgoing superintendent of public schools. Education officials are creating an action plan to replace Mohammed Chowdhury after he announced that he won't seek another term. They also said during Tuesday's board meeting that they hope to announce the final selection by next summer. Chowdhury's term is slated to end on June 30th. The chair of the Maryland Democratic Party is stepping down. Yvette Lewis took over the chairmanship of the organization in 2019. She also served as chair from 2011 to 2015. In a statement, Lewis said that it has been an honor and privilege to serve as party leader. Lewis, who took over from Corey McRae, is stepping down effective October 6th. And still ahead here on CTV News tonight, the Wednesday Sports Report with Simon Buggs. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, and coming up in sports, a player from the UMD football team speaks on the team's fast start to the season, and the president of the Washington Wizards provides some hope for the team's fans. Stay right there.
When I first had Jaden, I'd get comments all the time about how happy I must be. I remember thinking there must be something wrong with me because I don't feel all this joy I'm supposed to be feeling. It was hard to admit that, even to my doctor. But she told me it was postpartum depression, and that is very treatable. These days, things are feeling right, even if they don't always go that way.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, the Washington National Opera is hosting its 18th annual Opera in the Outfield this weekend at Nationals Park. You'll be able to enjoy a screening of Puccini's La Bohème, which tells the story of young bohemians at the turn of the 19th and 20th century Paris. Musicians from the WNO Orchestra will be performing works from Carmen, La Traviata, as well as Porgy and Bess. There will also be arts and crafts, an instrument petting zoo, and you can get your picture taken with the red and yellow M&Ms.
Opera in the Outfield is Washington National Opera's annual free event for the community at Nats Park. And we show a film of an opera on the Jumbotron. And so the whole public is invited to join us. This is on September 30th, starting at 7 p.m. We show the opera. You can have your popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks while you're either sitting in the stands or sitting, on a blanket in the outfield grass at Nats Park, hearing the most beautiful music in the world and just having a really fun experience that's great for the whole family.
Opera in the Outfield takes place this Saturday, September 30th, beginning at 5 in the evening, and is completely free. For more information, you can visit operaintheoutfield.org.
Okay, everyone, it's time for your Wednesday sports page. We'll start with some college football news. The UMD football team has started their season off red hot as it's currently 4-0 for the second time in 3 years. The Terps have a chance to move to 5-0 during this weekend's matchup against Indiana, a feat it hasn't accomplished since 2001. And wide receiver Octavian Smith Jr. says he believes if the team does a good job preparing for this weekend's game, then it can come out with the win.
I think it'll be pretty big, but then again, it all dies back down to us, how we play, how we prepare this week. Coach emphasized to us that this week our focus is playing to our standard, and if we do that, we're likely to win the game this weekend. So we're just preparing ourselves this week, digging hard through practice, and trying to, like you said, come out 5-0. That would be pretty big for us.
The Terps offense has been playing very well, ranking first in the Big Ten in total offense and second in scoring offense. But quarterback Charlie Atunga-Vailoa says the team's defense has played a big part in the offense playing so good.
I think that's really the biggest thing, playing complementary football. Our defense has been lights out for us. I think turning the ball over 4 times last week. They gave us turnovers, 4 turnovers last week, and it's a big momentum shift for us, and it really gets the offense going too to want to score and get up early, especially with the late starts we had recently. And it's just a testament to our coaches and to all our players doing their jobs, and we just got to continue doing that.
The Terps and Hoosiers will take the field on Saturday at 3:30. Moving on to the NBA, Wizards fans haven't had a whole lot to cheer about as the team has missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons. But Michael Winger, the new president of the team, is determined to build a contender.
We want to build an organization that develops and can support a sustainably great team. We don't want to be a flash in the pan. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We want to build the right way. We've studied all the teams in the league, historically and currently, that have done it what we would characterize as the right way. And it is a very heavy lift, hard decisions, a lot of patience, an intense focus on player development, an intense focus on research. And that's what we're going to do. We will usher in at some point in the future an era of sustainable contention, and we're going to work our butts off every single day to get us to that point.
Meanwhile, it's a sad day for baseball fans as Orioles legend Brooks Robinson has passed away. The Hall of Famer played his entire career for the Birds from 1955 to 1977, and during that time he was an 18-time All-Star and MVP and helped lead Baltimore to 2 World Series championships. And that is your Wednesday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon, and that is CTV News for now. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.